we are going to choose the assumed mean from the class mark or the mid values. Any one you can choose. But normally what we do is that we choose a value that is somewhere around the middle of all this. For example, you have a 47.5, you have 52.5, 57.5, any of these values, 62.5, 67.5, 72.5, 77.5. Any of these you can choose as your A. You can choose this as your A also, 47.5. You can choose this as your A also. Any one you can choose. Okay. Among the seven values that are there of class mark, any one you can choose as your A. But what we try to do here is we try to choose A in order to minimize our calculation. We try to choose A which is somewhere in the middle. That is, you can either choose 57.5 or you can choose 62.5 or you can choose 67.5. That is what we normally do. We choose assumed mean somewhere in the middle of the class mark. Remember, choose the assumed mean somewhere in the middle of the class mark. Okay. So if I am choosing my assumed mean somewhere in the middle, then here clearly, since I have seven observations, so my middlemost observation will be 62.5 here. So that is why I choose my assumed mean A as 62.5 in order to reduce my calculation. But you can choose any one from this column, any one value. So I hope this is clear, or anything that you want to ask from here. Fine. The next column, since we are talking about shortcut or the deviation method, okay, we make a fourth column for this. Okay. Now in your till your last example, till your this example that we did, problem type 2, we were making the class mark and we were making fx. Okay. This time the difference with this method and the deviation method is that we choose the fourth column as the deviation. These are all, D is called deviations. These are all called deviations. Okay. D are called deviations about A. D is called deviations about A. Each of these D is deviation about A. We are going to take deviation about A. Okay, how to take the deviation about A? See, how to take the deviation about A? Here, if you see, I have written D is equal to X minus A. Here, see, D is equal to X minus A I have written. Now, what is X? X is your class mark, each of your class mark. These values are your X. Okay, these values are your X. So X minus A for the first one, 45 to 50. What is my X? X here is 47.5. Okay, and A I have chosen, A is fixed. A I have chosen as 62.5. So for the first one, I have 62.5 minus 47.5 will give me minus 15. So basically what I'm doing is each of these values is A. This is my X for the first one. This is my X. And this remains my A throughout. X minus A, 47.5 minus 62.5. I get minus 15 as I have got here. Okay. For the next one, you have X is equal to 52.5. A remains 62.5. So the next deviation is 52.5 minus 47.5. It will give you minus 10. So therefore we have minus 10. So that means what did I do? This time this is my X and A remains 62.5. X minus A is minus 10 because of this. Okay, so for each of these values, we do the same. For this one, you have 57.5 minus 62.5. For this one, you have x equal to a 62.5 minus 62.5, which is 0. For this one, you have 67.5 minus 62.5, which is 5. For this, you have 72.5 minus 62.5, 10. And this you have 77.5 minus 62.5, which is 15. Okay, any doubts with this column, deviations column?
No, sir.
Fine. Now, once you have calculated the deviations, now we calculate what is called as the product of frequency and each deviation, FD, F into D. Product of the frequency and that each of the deviation that we have calculated. So first FD is your this one is your F and this one is your D. So you take the product of these two. 5 into minus 15 will give you minus 75. 8 into minus 10 will give you minus 80. 30 into minus 5 will give you minus 150, and so on for each of this. Okay, you calculate F into D for each of the rows. Okay, once you calculate F into D, now you calculate summation F into this. I've wrongly I've written Y, it should be F into D. Okay, correct this should be summation F into D. Okay, next what you calculate is summation F into D. Now what is summation F into D? It is the addition of this column. Okay, so what is the addition of this column? What is summation F into D? Summation F into D is 0. Take the positive values first. 0 plus 70 plus 120 plus 90 minus, now take the negative values, 75 plus 80 plus 150. So add up the negative values, add up the positive values, subtract them, you get summation F into D as minus 25. Okay, so this should not be Y, this should be D. Okay, so just change this, summation F into D. Now once you get summation F into D, the formula that we are going to use for deviation method is mean x bar is equal to assume mean, whatever assume mean that you have taken, A, plus summation F into D divided by summation F. Okay, this is the formula that we are going to use for deviation or shortcut method. Okay, this is for deviation or shortcut method. What is the assume mean here? If you see here, A is 62.5 that we have taken here, this value of A that we have taken. Okay, summation F into D we have calculated as minus 25 here. Okay, this minus 25 we have calculated. Okay, and summation F, what do you mean by summation F or sigma F? It means the addition of all the frequencies. Okay, summation F means the addition of all the frequencies, which is 100. So you just plug the values in the formula. So you have A is equal to 62.5 plus summation FD, that is minus 25, divided by summation F. Summation F we have found, addition of the frequency column we have found, 100. Okay, so this now you calculate 62.5 minus 25 by 100. 62.5, cancel this, 1 4. 1/4 is 0.25. 62.5 minus 0.25 is 62.25. Okay, so this is your mean of the observation. Any question? Any doubts related to this problem?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Now,
No, sir.
mostly what happens
No,
is
sir.
that in your examinations, mostly they specify your method of solution, that is solved by step deviation method or solved by deviation method. Most of the time it has been seen that they give you the step deviation method. Mostly shortcut method or deviation method has come only maybe 3 or 4 years in the last 20 years. Okay, not more than that. So mostly what they give you is step deviation method. Find the mean by the question is find the mean by step deviation method. So problem type 4 deals with your step deviation method. Now what is step deviation method? In step deviation method, your table, everything is the same. Frequency distribution will be given to you. You will be having your class intervals. You'll be having your frequencies. So here, the class intervals, we have to calculate the mean of this, right? The mean marks, and number of students is nothing but your frequency. So we draw the table accordingly. So the first one, if you see this, the class intervals that are given here, these are all class boundaries, right? 0 to 10, 10. These are overlapping. Okay, these are overlapping, 0 to 10 and then 10 to 20 and then 20 to 30 and so on. So these are all overlapping intervals. So that means they are class boundaries. So your first column will be for class boundaries. So write down the class boundaries. Next column will be for your frequency. So you write down the corresponding frequencies in the next column. Okay. Next, third column, obviously, because it is a frequency distribution, you will make your third column for your class mark. That is your X. Okay. Or mid values. Class mark or mid values. Okay, and each of the mid values will be 0 plus 10 divided by 2, which will give you a 5. 10 plus 20 divided by 2, which will give you a 15, and so on. So you'll get your all your mid values or class marks here. Okay. So the next column after this will be for deviations. Just as in the last example, we took the deviations about the mean, about your assumed mean. D is equal to x minus a. This. Okay, we take the deviations about a. So here a is, we have assumed a to be, a is fixed, so a is 25. Okay, so we calculate the deviations. What will the deviations here? For the first one, this will be your x and this is your a. So 5 minus 25 will give you minus 20. For the next one, you have 15 minus 25. It will give you a minus 10. For the next one will be 25 minus 25, 0. Next one will be 35 minus 25, which will be 10, and so on. Okay, any questions regarding mid values or deviations?
Sir, why you took 25 as A?
Yes,
So why you took 25 as A?
you can take 35 also, no problem. I told you any one you can take, but you have to take somewhere midway. So either you can take 25 or you can take 35 also. Any one you can take. Okay, you can take 15 also,
Okay,
but we prefer the middlemost value so that our calculation gets a little reduced. That is why. So D you calculate, and then here the extra calculation that you have to do is, once you have calculated D is equal to x minus a. Okay, now see here we have an x here, class mark. What we do here is we calculate y. We change x to y. How do we change x to y? This deviation we divide by the class width. Okay, with this deviation we divide by the class width. Now what is the class width here? What is the class width? 0 to 10. That means class width is 10. Each of the class width is 10. 20 minus 10, 30 minus 20, isn't it? So what you do here is you take the deviations, each deviation that you have calculated, and you divide it by the class width. Class width is 10. So see, I have written C is equal to 10 here. C is fixed here. So minus 20 you take and divide it by 10. How much do you get? Minus 2. Minus 10 you take and divide it by the class width. How much do you get? Minus 1. Minus 10 by 10. This is 0 by 10. It will give you 0. Next is your next deviation is 10. 10 by 10 will give you 1. Next is deviation is 20. 20 by class width 10 is 2. And the final one, 30 divided by 10, which will give you 3. Any questions with y, this column?
So,
Hmm.
so I'm asking that why we are using step division if we have to divide after step deviation, so we cannot use direct division.
Yes, you can use deviation, but the problem here is that they have specified the method to you. See, by step deviation method. Okay. Now there is an advantage also of step deviation method. The advantage of step deviation method over deviation method, the advantage here is that our calculation is further reduced in step deviation method. Okay. In deviation method, we were still dealing with big numbers. Okay. If you see here, we are still dealing with big numbers. Minus 15, 10, 5, 10. But here see, if when we are making the column for y, we are actually reducing these numbers to what? Minus 2, minus 1, 1, 2, 3. We are reducing minus 20 to minus 2, minus 10 to minus 1. Understood? So that is the advantage of step deviation method. So we can use deviation method, no problem. But the problem is that the examiner has specified the method to you. Use step deviation method. That is the question. That's why we are using step deviation method. If the method is not specified, it is up to you whether you use your direct method, whether you use the deviation method, or whether you use your step deviation method. Okay,
So,
fine. So now what happens? We calculate y for each. We are actually reducing minus 20 to minus 2, minus 10 to minus 1. All these numbers, see, they are getting reduced. 10 is becoming 1, 20 is becoming 2, 30 is becoming 3. Okay. And finally, the last column that we make here is the product of f and y. Just as in the last one, if you see in the deviation method, we are taking the product of f and d. Here, we don't take the product of f and d. Instead, we take the product of these two columns, f and y, these two columns. Okay. Now, in your examination, it is advisable always, if you are doing step deviation method especially, you tend to confuse between f and d. I would advise you to keep your finger or your hand when multiplying. So when you're multiplying these two columns, please keep your hand between these two columns so that you don't get confused while multiplying. Sometimes what you do, you multiply f and y in one row and then you suddenly start multiplying f and d. It happens. It is a mistake, common mistake. So that is why, please, when you are multiplying, please keep a hand on this column. Please keep your hand, hide this column with something, and then you multiply f and y. Okay, so once you multiply f and y, so these two we are multiplying, f and y, 10 into minus 2, you get minus 20. 9 into minus 10, 9 into minus 1, you get minus 9. You get 25 into 0, you get 0. 30 into 1, you get 30. 16 into 2, you get 32. And finally 10 into 3, you get 30. Now you add up this. Okay, once you add up this, you will get summation fy. But we'll come to this later. You add up this column. You add up this column to get summation fy, because this is your fy. So you add up to get summation fy, and you add up this column to get your summation f or sigma f. The formula that
time
we
is up.
use, yes, the formula here is a is equal to, rather mean x bar is equal to a plus summation fy by summation f. This time it is not only this but also multiplied by the class width. For example, here in your deviation method, this was our formula. If you see here, we were not multiplying this by the class width. Okay, this was d. This is actually d, not y. Okay, we were not multiplying this by this one by the class width. But here, if you see, we are multiplying summation fy by summation f with the class width. So you can put the value of a. You can put a as 25. Summation fy, the total of this column, you can put as 63. Summation f or sigma f is 100, so you can put it as 100. And finally, the class width is 10. Okay, so this is 25 plus you cancel these two. You get 63 by 10, which is 6.3. So that is, you get 31.3. This is your mean. Okay, the formula for your step deviation method is this. Okay, any question?